The alley behind the prestigious Crestwood Arts Academy was usually silent, save for the distant hum of city traffic. But tonight, it was filled with the sound of cruel, hollow laughter. To anyone watching from the street, it looked like a tragedy waiting to happen. 3 massive varsity football players, the kings of the school, had cornered a single girl against the brick wall. She looked like she would break if the wind blew too hard. She was tiny, clutching a worn-out dance bag to her chest, her knuckles white. She was the school's fragile ballerina, the girl who never spoke, who walked with her head down, who flinched when lockers slammed. Jackson, the team captain and the ringleader, loomed over her, a wicked grin stretching across his face. He thought he was looking at a victim. He thought he was looking at fear. He had no idea that he was looking at a weapon. He didn't know that the trembling wasn't fear, it was restraint. And in exactly 10 seconds, the silence of that alley would be shattered not by her screams, but by the sound of his own bones snapping. Maya Vance had arrived at Crestwood 3 months ago, and from day one, she was a ghost. She wore oversized sweaters that swallowed her small frame and kept her eyes glued to the floor tiles. The rumors started instantly. Some said she was a mute. Others said she was a charity case from the foster system. All anyone knew for sure was that she spent every free hour in the dance studio, practicing until her feet bled to the student body. She was the porcelain doll. Beautiful, but weak. Easy to break. But Maya wasn't hiding because she was shy. She was hiding because of a promise. 6 months ago, she stood by a hospital bed, holding the hand of her father, a former grandmaster of Muay Thai and a close combat instructor for elite forces. On his deathbed, he had made her swear an oath. Your hands are not for hurting anymore. Maya, use them to create art. Be the dancer your mother wanted you to be. Bury the fighter. Maya had honored that vow. She took the insults. She took the shoves in the hallway. She swallowed her pride every single day, burying the instincts that had been drilled into her since she was 4 years old. But silence often provokes the cruelest hearts. Jackson Brute, a boy who had never been told no in his life, hated Maya. He hated her silence. He hated that she didn't worship him like the other girls. It started small. Tripping her in the cafeteria. Stealing her ballet shoes and hanging them from the basketball hoop. Calling her mousy. Through it all, Maya never reacted. She would simply pick herself up, dust off her clothes, and walk away with a grace that infuriated him. Look at her, Jackson would sneer to his friends, Brett and Kyle. She thinks she's better than us. Too good to speak. I bet she cries herself to sleep every night. The tension reached its breaking point on a rainy Tuesday evening. Maya had stayed late at the studio to perfect her pirouettes for the upcoming showcase. She was exhausted, her muscles aching, her mind lost in the music. When she finally packed her bag and pushed open the heavy steel exit doors into the alleyway shortcut, she froze. They were waiting. Jackson leaned against the dumpster, flipping a coin. Brett and Kyle stepped out from the shadows, blocking the exit. Going somewhere, Ballerina? Jackson asked, his voice dripping with mock politeness. Maya gripped her bag strap. Please, Jackson. I just want to go home. Home? Jackson laughed, stepping closer. He towered over her, 6'2" of muscle and arrogance. But we haven't seen you dance yet. I heard you're the star of the show. Don't we deserve a private performance? Leave her alone, man, Brett chuckled darkly, though he didn't move to stop it. She's gonna cry. Look at her shaking. Jackson reached out and grabbed the strap of her bag. Give me the bag, Maya. Let's see those magic shoes. No, Maya whispered. Her voice was steady, but low. Please. My father gave me those. Your daddy? Jackson sneered. The one who isn't here to save you. I bet he was a loser just like you. He yanked the bag hard. The strap broke. The contents spilled onto the wet, dirty asphalt. Her satin shoes, her water bottle, and a small silver locket containing her father's picture splashed into the mud. Jackson stepped forward and crushed the locket under his heavy boot. Something in the air changed. The temperature seemed to drop 10 degrees. Maya stared at the crushed locket in the mud. The memory of her father's voice faded, replaced by his training commands. Stance, breath, focus, strike. She looked up. Her eyes were no longer the eyes of a scared girl. They were cold, dead calm, the eyes of a predator. "Pick it up," she said. Her voice wasn't a whisper anymore. It was steel. Jackson blinked, confused by the sudden shift. "What did you say to me, freak?" "I said." Maya took a slow, deliberate breath, her posture shifting imperceptibly from a slouch to a combat stance disguised as a relaxed pose. "Pick it up." Jackson laughed, a harsh, barking sound. "Or what? You gonna pirouette at me?" "You little—" He reached out to shove her face. It happened faster than humanly possible. As Jackson's hand came forward, Maya didn't flinch. She flowed. With the grace of a dancer and the brutality of a soldier, she sidestepped his lunge. In the same fluid motion, she dropped her bag and pivoted on her left foot. Her right leg chambered and snapped up a perfect vertical extension that would have earned a standing ovation on stage. But this wasn't for show. Her heel connected with Jackson's extended arm just above the elbow. Crack. The sound echoed off the brick walls like a gunshot. Jackson didn't even process the pain for a full second. He stared at his arm, which was now bent at a sickening, unnatural angle. Then the scream tore through his throat. He collapsed to his knees, clutching the limb, his face draining of all color. Brett and Kyle froze, their mouths hanging open in pure shock. They looked from their screaming captain to the tiny girl standing over him. Maya hadn't even broken a sweat. Her leg was back on the ground, her balance perfect. She looked at the other two. She didn't shout. She didn't taunt. She simply tilted her head. "Next?" she asked softly. Brett stumbled back, hands up. We didn't." "No, we're good." They scrambled to help Jackson, dragging the sobbing captain away from the fragile girl who had just dismantled him with a single move. The next day, Jackson came to school with a heavy cast and a terrified silence. He told the nurse he fell down the stairs. But when he saw Maya in the hallway, the captain of the football team flinched and pressed himself against the lockers to let her pass. The rumors changed overnight. They didn't call her the porcelain doll anymore. They realized that porcelain is fragile, yes, but when it breaks, the edges are sharper than a razor.